Thank you for visiting the CoinSeries channel again. Request from viewer is, who is your favorite CEO and who is the best coin for you? You can also comment your opinion. Thank you to all the subscribers of our CoinSeries. Who came to our channel CoinSeries? You will always be info with the latest CoinSeries news. Number 1, CEO Brad Garlinghouse XRP and Ripple. Number 2, CEO Grayscale SEC. Number 3, CEO JP Morgan Bitcoin. Number 4, CEO Brian Armstrong Coinbase. Please like my video and subscribe my channel. Among the many occurrences contributing to the present market slump, the enormous selling that has taken place due to traders' worries about exchange-traded funds, ETFs, stands out. A lot of people are trying to sell you on the ETF, but that's not what matters most. It is not gray area for them to sell their Bitcoin holdings. Today, we'll talk about Ripple and XRP. Not to mention the vast majority of Bitcoin and financial transactions. It was just pointless. Following the first thrill of regular investors, the news will be marketed by the leading corporations in this industry, who control the market. That level has not been reached as yet. But generally speaking, we have been exceedingly materialistic. Hilarious as it may sound, everyone is predicting that Bitcoin's price would skyrocket to $1 million, or perhaps 100,000. In contrast to their earlier carelessness and gluttony, people are now becoming much more cautious. Chaos is engulfing their world. We expected this to happen when Bitcoin hit 50 and started a steep slide, impacting all other coins in the market. Because Bitcoin is the market leader, we are also witnessing pain in the cryptocurrency market. The most concerning aspect, however, is that XRP is universally perceived as a fake. Even though it is currently 52.5 cents, practically nothing is green when looking at the 24-hour timeframe. Several other coins have experienced double-digit drops when we examine the significant sell push. When it comes to suggested tires, XRP is way down the list. This is the lowest point, even if it's holding a little harder than before. The precipitous fall is still ongoing. I felt compelled to bring up the fact that many people are confused and in the dark about the current situation. For example, many believe that Bitcoin will go below $3,000 even though it has already surpassed that mark. The best opportunity to invest DCA into Bitcoin since the November 2020 lows may be now, when you see $35 to $40,000 with likely wicks to $32,000. The roaring of bears at such volumes, nevertheless, will prevent anyone from taking advantage of the situation. Axe Edge members will have another chance to sneak by the crowd since, as I indicated earlier, most people will be afraid and hesitant due to the approaching tank. Having read about this situation months before, though, they are ready for it. There has been advance, clear, and concise presentation of the support tiers as well. Doing things right and having a mindset that goes beyond this is currently the most crucial thing. Before the ETF approvals, I proposed stockpiling stable currency as a safety measure as we expected this to be a short-lived sell-the-use event. The Bitcoin calls I've seen recently have ranged from $20,000 to $15,000 to $10,000 to $3,000, as I indicated earlier. It is now here, and it is obvious as day. Thanks to the projections made by the mainstream media, the market sentiment has recently shifted from expecting a Bitcoin price of $250,000 to $1 million, or maybe even one, to a complete slaughter. Their sustenance comes from your emotions. About 10 days ago, on January 9th, I brought this up for the first time. A catastrophic sell-off in Bitcoin is possible if the ETF chaos persists. This would be the greatest FOMO event in the history of the market. Put stop-loss orders in place, hang on to stable currencies, and secure your long-term investments before it happens. These shepherds are following their flocks as they make their way to the abattoir. In addition, everyone recalls the Gen BC video where they demanded $1 million in Bitcoin. Check it out. Allow me to serenade you with a little melody. Going forward, I will prioritize this 15th approval and work a bit faster. What kind of future do you see for yourself? Kathy, what's the big deal with $500,000 Bitcoin? Some viewers have asked during this broadcast. Back in the day, Many people would visit, thank you Bitcoin and $1 million. Do you think that's the ultimate objective? Do you think there should be a limit on how much Bitcoin an individual investor may own? I believe that the amount of money that goes into Bitcoin, which is currently worth $915 billion, will be the deciding factor again. Starting an exchange-traded fund, ETF, as soon as next year might bring in $10 to $15 billion, even more than the most profitable launches in history. But even if it did, it would only be a tiny proportion of all Bitcoins in circulation. At the amounts you mentioned, what effect would it have on the price? Just give me a moment to explain. Keep in mind, though, that there is a large supply of Bitcoin as well. In terms of the real amount of money coming into ETFs, how will this alter the supply and demand dynamics of the market? Because of their skillful manipulation of your emotions, it is crucial to refrain from reading content from popular channels. Following this, however, XRP is currently in this position. Recent price and charge swings surrounding these ETFs will likely be given considerable attention due to the items that are eventually decreasing, such as the frequent conversation about fees and such. Look at the price of Bitcoin at this time. It was roughly $47,000, but we are now riding the trend line that goes all the way back to 2021. Small wicks below it have caused significant sell-offs. But when we look at the whole chart, or XRP, we can see that a retest is likely to happen at 46 cents, or somewhere between 46 and 50 cents. In this respect, XRP intrigues me greatly. I anticipate that our future plans will be tested, but it is possible that we will return to our front-running style from May, when we experienced a significant upswing. Funny thing is, I've been watching XRP and talking about it on the channel for a long, so the recent negative reaction towards it is quite amusing. When we look at things from the start, we can see history. As I said in our January blockchain letter, the top 20 tokens from the 2017 ICO peak saw a significant shift, with 13 of those tokens slipping out of the top 20. Shortly thereafter, 123 tokens, on average, re-entered the top 20 by market capitalization. Because of all the speculation and hullabaloo about useless tokens, the 14 that fell out of the top 20 in 2017 were replaced by ones that didn't exist when the previous peak happened. This is how the transition happened, as is obvious in hindsight. The summary is as follows. Here you may find today's number 5, XRP's high of 220 from 2017, and its peak from 6. We need to go back over the list. 6 is the number. But if we're talking about USDT departing from this spot, it's number 5. This chart and all stable coins fail to identify USDT, which is why it falls to number 5. This increase is fascinating since, unlike the previous cycle, almost nothing has changed. For the second week in a row, the top 6 continue to be unaltered, comprising 83% of the market value. Among the top 10 coins, 14 are rehashes of the top 20. While those rounds were underway, the 3 lists that are highlighted in gold above all include exactly 6 tokens, with Bitcoin being the only constant. In the 12 years following Leadcoin's introduction, only 4 tokens, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, which was only active for a single day, and Leadcoin itself, have held the position of number 2. From the beginning, Bitcoin has been ahead of the pack. We talked at length in 2022 about how blockchain was not faced with an existential danger during the crisis, therefore this downdraft was unique even if it was similar in size to prior bear markets. The main driver of the price activity was leverage, and the ones that garnered the most attention were the dishonest. Because of this, it is not surprising that the same projects keep popping up. The project's lack of quality in no way indicated that they were depressed. Laner, for instance, is a suitable example, because their performance was consistent with the market as a whole. The projects weren't good, therefore they weren't into them right now. I really appreciate this comment. They followed the market trend, as did XRP and many of these other coins. Of course. Nonetheless, it is noteworthy that XRP has retained its position in the top 10. Despite the fact that the case has persisted for nearly 2 years. Because even while XRP is experiencing record high levels of negative sentiment and aggravation, market volatility is at an all-time high. To add to that, XRP is currently a blue chip in this sector. This coin will go down in history as a classic if it survives for at least another 510 to 1,520 years. For the sake of its consistency and usefulness, its market value is close to $30 billion. Our victory in a July court dispute is all the more amusing because, even how evident it is, many still fail to remember that it is money. Just like I mentioned on X, I believe XRP will reach a new record high. It doesn't matter to me when this happens because, as I mentioned before, I am unconcerned about deadlines. But hear me out, you can't sit on 100 XRPI and cross your fingers that the Fed will buy it back from you for $10,000. No way. The secret is to make good use of XRP. Long-term tendency toward falling or flat prices, now is the time to stock up. Additionally, you might begin to profit from the $10 all-time high as it occurs. Profitability is at its peak at that point. You would be dangerously underweight if you averaged all the time, which is why I'm not advocating that you do it. You shouldn't average in on every single red candle unless we reach major demand zones, which is what I'm trying to suggest. You could have stayed ahead of the curve if you had bought at each support zone or when this trend line crossed. We were still ahead by more than 74% when we initially entered this zone in the summer. You should also reward yourself for holding on for a long period at that time, even if you should never sell 100 of your bag. Keep your head down and don't let price swings or bad results deceive you. These are, quite honestly, possibilities. I would rather make money off of the current panic and desperation in the XRP community. Pay yourself this cycle if you are an XRP holder specifically and disregard the noise. There has been a complete lack of bullish attitude and expectation since that period, which was around 189 days ago. There will be repercussions. Brad is dumping everyone. The story that has taken over the space is that it's all a big fake. In any case, Jard is deserving of a massive round of applause from all of us. Given our collaboration on the Wealth Network with tokenizers and dumb money, it is natural if this man is listening to tales and appears distressed. Whatever Brad Garlinghouse has to say doesn't matter to me because it was an old inside joke. If you're part of the XRP community, you should probably ignore him. Brad Garlinghouse's latest XRP bag sale and fake buzz generator is sure to bring a smile to your face. It's not difficult at all. Alternatively, you can follow my lead and move your XRP to another platform, or you can scroll down to see the negative comments that were posted under my XRP post. I think you'll find a lot of success with Solana, but I'm sure you'll also have great luck with other old coins. That is why we aren't satisfied to just put our money into XRP, we're diversifying our investments. Looking forward to 2050 with much anticipation. Whenever we see a shift in the market in this direction, a lot of people have given up on XRP because they think it will never be as successful as it was in 2017 or 2018. That is exactly why it will, in my opinion. But if you ignore it, you'll see that the XRP ledger has evolved and grown tremendously. Alterations to the XRP ledger that would make it an ideal platform for Amos to have a significant effect are currently up for vote. Although it is still within the support region, this JRD chart is far more bullish than previous instances. Moreover, the EVM sidechain will provide numerous developers with opportunities. If the 54 cents level is broken, I expect the orange box to take a quick hit. As soon as the uneducated masses start complaining again, I will be making my next purchase. Another time that orange box is close to 30, the approximate value is around 42 cents, or 35.34 cents. Levels appear to be slightly different on my chart. This is why it's so important to regularly seek advice from other experts in the subject. I won't promise to have all the answers. This region, which could be 40 to 50% vegetated, is really significant to me. Roughly 6.5 cents. We have been preparing for this, as predictions of such huge price reductions in the mainstream media typically signal a good time to hold into stable coins and limit risk. The rational investors, also known as whales, aren't naive, therefore big sell-offs usually happen at this time. Still, the truth is that everyone is wrong sometimes. The field is fascinating to me. They are well prepared for what's ahead. Having said that, it is my sincere hope that you enjoyed seeing this film. As always, we ask that you subscribe and like. Coming up shortly, farewell.